and welcome to the Be Fearless podcast. Today I have a she's fabulous. I can't wait for you to meet my guest for today. She's a successful entrepreneur. She's a mentor, author, life coach. She's a graduate from Princeton University and the host of the Balanced, Beautiful, and Abundant podcast. Her name is Rebecca Whitman, and she helps women bring their lives into alignment so they can achieve success. Her approach combines metaphysical teaching, 12 steps of recovery, and business techniques. So you guys can't miss this interview. Come on, let's give an applause and welcome our fabulous guest, Rebecca Whitman. Welcome, Rebecca.
Thank you so much, Dagmar. It's so great to be on the show. I'm so excited.
I am so excited to have you here. I've been waiting for this interview, I don't know, like forever it feels. But I'm so happy to have you today with us and so happy for the audience to meet you. So let's get started with this. Who is Rebecca Whitman? Who was she growing up and what was her dream?
Yeah, so that's such a great question. So growing up, I always wanted to be someone successful. I wanted to be, I played a lot of tennis. I wanted to be a professional tennis player. Then I wanted to be a doctor or a lawyer. But I wanted to be successful. I didn't know how or why. I ended up going to Princeton University and I graduated and I moved to New York City to start working in the entertainment industry. And I wanted to work as like an entertainment executive, but I didn't realize that with my degree, I would have to start in the mailroom or start as an unpaid intern. So I answered an ad in the newspaper back in ancient history when people used to answer ads.
Today with the...
Huh?
I'm sorry. Keep going. Is my I'm trying to share this and I'm sorry, just don't mind me.
Okay, no problem. So I answered an ad and it said to circle me if you want to be like wealthy within 5 years. And I was like, sure, I'll do it. I was 22 years old. So I didn't end up wealthy in 5 years, but I did get to study with self-made millionaires. And I learned so much about business and success. That company didn't make it, but I ended up moving to Los Angeles to pursue an acting career. And I was able to find a part-time sales job where I could make six figures part-time. And that's why I called my book, How to Make Six Figures Working Part-Time. I've been making six figures working part-time for over a decade.
That's fantastic.
Thank you. And what happened was I had a lot of extra time because I was pursuing acting and working part-time. So I studied with a lot of great spiritual teachers, people like Wayne Dyer, Marianne Williamson, Michael Beckwith, Abraham Hicks. So in my book, I combine my metaphysical studies with my business savvy. I'm also a sober member. So I also throw some 12 steps in my coaching. And my intention and my mission in life is to help women go from burned out to balanced, beautiful, and abundant. That's why I called my show the Balanced, Beautiful, and Abundant Show. So that's a little bit about where I'm from and my story.
I love it. I love your story, and I love how you were able to kind of manage your time and make it productive, make it work for you without having that burden into your life. What is one of the first things that your clients tells you when they come to you, telling you, "Oh my God, I'm burnt out. I'm tired. Like I can't find balance in my life." What is usually the main or the highlight problem that you find?
The main issue is they are doing so much. These are women that want to do everything and they want to please everyone. So I think the number one thing that the clients that I help struggle with is being a people pleaser. They're putting everybody else's needs above their own, their boss, their kids, their spouse, and they're not pouring from a full cup. So what I teach women is selfish is not a bad word. It's actually a good word. I used to have an ex-husband call me selfish because I'm like into radical self-care. But the reason why I can function and have a balanced life is because I pour into myself first. So I created a system called my 7 pillars of abundance. So most people think abundance is just money. They
Mm-hmm.
don't know that there's actually 7 areas of life that are equally important to be abundant in. And they're spirituality, fitness, emotional, romantic, mental, social, and financial. So I teach women to look at life holistically and to achieve balance in all these 7 areas, not just financial.
I love it. And it's so important that we take that approach. We tend to kind of always focus on where the problem is and then abandon all the other areas just to give our energy on that. And when we think we have this, okay, figure out and fixed, then our romantic, our financials, all the other areas are crumbling down. And then we keep playing this catch up and swinging things kind of lifestyle that it never satisfies us or fill us or give us, what we want. What is one of the top 3 things that you tell people, okay, you need to do this in order to kind of like get yourself together?
Yeah, the first thing is to have a morning practice. So the 7 pillars of abundance are in order of importance. Spirituality is first, because if you are spiritually tapped in, you have the power of God or the universe, whatever your spirituality is, with you throughout your day. So having a morning practice is so important. So that's the first thing. Whatever that morning practice is for you, it could be prayer, meditation, yoga, lighting a candle, incense, reading from spiritual literature, whatever you can do to start your day tapped into your spirituality. The second area is fitness. Health is wealth. Health is our number one resource. If we have our health, we can achieve anything in the world. If we don't have our health, we are stuck. We're paralyzed in a bed. So I say business second, body first. Put your fitness first. I like to do it in the workout in the beginning of the day because it sets the tone for the day and it gives you energy. So the second thing is to plan your day and your schedule around your workout. Maybe you like to work out at lunch or maybe in the evening after work, but put it in your calendar and you plan your schedule around your fitness. And then the third thing is to have social. Relationships are what make our life beautiful. Relationships are like currency. If you have a tribe lifting you up, you can go through anything. Community creates immunity. So I love linking arms with powerful women like yourself, Dagmar, and women in my community, which I call the elegant warriors, where we're lifting each other up and we're holding each other high and cheering each other on and having that community support. And if you need a community, you can find me on Facebook in the Balanced, Beautiful, Abundant group. Go to my link tree. But yeah, it's all about community and sisterhood.
I love it. And you're so right. I mean, like that social part is so important for, especially, I think that with the way that we are designed, I mean, we crave for that connection. We crave for that interaction. Like we cannot live alone. And I think that 2020 proved us that, right? So
Yeah.
let me ask you a question now that you said we're talking about being social. How do you deal with the pandemic when it happened? Like, what do you do to keep your social level like active and not let it, affect you?
Yeah, well, I think Zoom literally saved the world. So there's a lot of networking groups and classes that I was taking via Zoom. And also, I scheduled socially distant walks, during the pandemic outside, where people are, outside, they're 4, 5, 6 feet apart and they're talking. Thank God now in LA, everything's open again. So now it's like things are back on. I'm getting married next month. I'm going to have a wedding with 100 people.
Yay!
So everybody has to get a COVID test or show their vaccination status. But hey, I'm throwing a big event. So I feel like the dark era, the dark period of not being able to socialize in person, thank God, is over for now.
Yes.
I think video is so important. Like calling people up via FaceTime and seeing faces. That's why I think Zoom saved the world in 2020.
That's so I agree with you. And now that you mentioned, the calling, the Zoom, all that, because I always said that technology kind of took away from us the ability to remember phone numbers. Did you
Yeah.
got the opportunity to remember some new phone numbers during the 2020?
For sure.
That's amazing. Let me ask you one more question before we go into your contacts and you tell us about your freebies. She has an amazing stuff for you guys. So before we jump into that, what would you tell our audience today about what they can start doing today in order to get rid of that burnout?
Yeah, so I would tell them you're a human being, not a human doing. When you die, they're not going to say, oh, she checked off her things to do list every day in a row all year. It's okay not to finish your to-do list. It's okay. It's more important to be happy.
Yes.
So we choose in our brain how to be happy. We get to be happy first. It doesn't come from the outside. It doesn't come from checking off your to-do list and achieving this or that goal. Happiness is a decision. So I would tell your audience to decide today, I'm going to be happy no matter what. If I get some of the things on my to-do list done, that's great. If not, I'm a human being. I get to be happy just for existing. What a privilege it is just to be alive and on the planet and have our health and have everything that we have in our lives that we take for granted. And just be grateful just for being here and go easier on yourself. Just be kinder to yourself and just be grateful just to be alive and well and on the planet.
That's fantastic. Thank you so much for those hot tips to say bye-bye burnout. Now, where can people be on contact with you?
Yeah, so I have a website, RebeccaElizabethWhitman.com, and I was telling Dagmar, I have some great freebies. I have a quiz to find out where you're in and out of balance. There are 7 pillars of abundance. So some of the areas are great and some of the areas are out of alignment. So we get to see where you're in or out of alignment so we can make some adjustments. The second thing is I have an abundance journal. So scribing is a great way to tap into your spirituality in the morning. I've been writing this journal since I was 19. Somebody gave it to me and I never saw them again. Her name was Janet, but literally I have volumes and volumes of this journal and it helps change your thinking from negative to positive so you can manifest more abundance. And then the third freebie is discover your life purpose workbook. What is your deepest why? It's not how, it's why. If you know why you're doing something, then the how is just going to take care of itself. So if you're not sure what your why is or your life purpose, I have a free workbook on my website.
Fantastic. I love it. And they can also find you on Instagram, right?
Yes, you can find me on Instagram. I put a lot of my podcast interviews and a lot of my great things on Instagram. I'm going to be having a couple free workshops at the end of this year and the beginning of next year that you definitely don't want to miss. So you can go to my link tree on my Instagram under @RebeccaE.Whitman.
Fantastic. So first of all, let me say thank you so much for your time, for being here with us and sharing your story, who you are and what you do. Now, can you tell us again what was the name of the title of your book so people can go on Amazon and check it out?
It is called How to Make a 6-Figure Income Working Part-Time. You can get it on Amazon or Audible.
Fantastic. So there you go, guys. She just taught us a lot of tips and a lot of good nuggets on how to get rid of that burnout, right? And find balance. But if you want more, don't forget to go directly to her website and get those freebies, get in touch with her and stay tuned for all the upcoming projects that she has. So thank you so much, Rebecca, for being here with us. I love everything about you and what you do. And I admire you so much. So it's an honor for me to have you here today. Now and until the next time, guys, I what can I say? Don't forget to follow us and catch the live and the replay of this of interviews of the Be Fearless podcast on Facebook at DM Dagmar Torres. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram at The Success Strategies. Also, we are on Anchor, Spotify, and many other platforms, so you can watch and catch the replay. Also, we're on YouTube. But hello, this year brought me something amazing into my life, and it was a dream that I was able to materialize, and that was my book, Dauntless: Creating Your Blueprint for Success. You can go into dauntlessbook.com, download my freebie there, and go straight from there to Amazon. So until the next episode, don't forget to unlock your potential and be fearless.